Texas, authorities this morning saying John's body was found alongside bullets with anti-ice inscriptions on them. FBI Director Patel posting this image of the shell casings found near the suspect's body. They all appear to have engravings on them, and on one of them you might be able to make out the phrase that reads anti-ice. Vice President J.D. Vance speaking about this shooting earlier today.
In Dallas, Texas, an ICE facility, an Immigrations and Customs Enforcement facility, was opened fire upon by a violent left-wing extremist, a person who wrote anti-ICE messaging on their bullets, and there's some evidence that we have that's not yet public, but we know this person was politically motivated.
The Assistant Secretary of DHS posting these images of the Dallas field office after today's shooting. You can see bullet holes in this framed flag and over to a window where you can see a bullet hole piercing through that glass at what appears to be someone's desk. And these new images into our newsroom of authorities seen searching this Toyota near where today's shooting took place. On the side of the car, a sign displaying a map of the U.S. with the wording radioactive fallout from nuclear detonations have passed over the areas more than 2 times since 1951. It is still not clear what connection this car has to the investigation.
To every politician who is using rhetoric demonizing ICE and demonizing CBP, stop.
And tonight, authorities confirming no ICE officers were injured in today's shooting. As far as the 3 detainees who were shot, ICE confirming that they were in the country illegally, had been arrested and were being transferred to a longer-term facility. Reporting from the News Center, Annie Rose Ramos, KTLA 5 News.
Also tonight, security patrols are being increased at the ICE processing center in Adelanto in San Bernardino County. That facility is privately owned, but it is in the jurisdiction of the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department, which is increasing patrols around the center. Officials say there is no direct threat to that facility or to the public, and the patrols are just a precaution. The Adelanto facility has faced numerous allegations of human rights violations, including inadequate medical and mental health care and unsanitary conditions.
And then it looked like he grabbed something off the hood there. Oh, nice.
Wild police chase this morning. You saw live here on KTLA. Stolen big rig. The pursuit, as you just saw, almost came to an end when that big rig collided with a SWAT vehicle.
KTLA's Alina Bovian has more now from Buena Park, where the driver was taken into custody.
Good evening. Well, it all came to a stop right here behind us. And according to the Fontana Police Department, they say it's suspected that the big rig was stolen and potentially a kidnapping.
Multiple units from Fontana PD still behind this.
A dramatic end to an hours-long pursuit of a big rig seen live on KTLA.
Not willing to give up.
It started at 9:30 this morning in Fontana. An officer noticing the license plate numbers on this white big rig did not match the vehicle. The officer attempted to stop the driver, but he fled, heading south on the 57 freeway, going through parts of Orange County, including Anaheim, Buena Park, and Garden Grove.
There it is. Open the door. Okay, drop something out.
At some point, he came to a stop and tossed what appeared to be a water bottle out of the driver's side window and kept going. Soon after, an armored police vehicle attempted something most people had never seen, unsuccessfully attempting a pit maneuver on a big rig cab. By 11 a.m., he finally came to a stop at the intersection of Beach Boulevard and Franklin Street. The big rig boxed in by an armored police vehicle and numerous police SUVs.
Police surrounded the vehicle and they were stuck. They couldn't go anywhere.
Sky 5 capturing the moment the driver and male passenger surrendered to police. Backing up toward officers, the suspect pushed to the ground, guns drawn, police taking him into custody. The passenger was also taken away, but in an ambulance due to possible injuries. Unknown if he was in the car willing or not.
It's a little bit nerve-wracking when you see that.
Now, thankfully, no one was caught in the line of fire, and the driver, along with the passenger, both of them booked at the West Valley Detention Center in Rancho Cucamonga. Here in Buena Park, I'm Lena Bovian, KTLA 5 News.
A man is recovering tonight after a crash sent a car into a building in Valley Glen. It happened just before 2 o'clock this afternoon on Victory Boulevard. Firefighters found that victim trapped under the car. His leg was. Crews quickly pulled him from the wreckage. He was taken to the hospital. The LA Department of Building and Safety is now inspecting that structure to determine if it's safe. No other injuries were reported. The cause of the crash is still under investigation.
Movers showing up earlier today at the Hollywood Hills home where R&B singer David was believed to be staying. A moving crew spent about 2 hours taking out boxes, and a red Tesla registered to David's manager also was removed from the garage. Investigators have not publicly linked the 20-year-old singer, whose real name is David Anthony Burke, to the death of Lake Elsinore teen Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Her badly decomposed body was found in the trunk of another Tesla registered to David. Her remains have been released to her family, but the coroner has not released the cause of death.
The Alabama man accused of threatening a Catholic monastery in Orange County pleaded guilty today to 2 felony counts of possessing a deadly weapon, brass knuckles. Police say Joshua Michael Robinson sent disturbing emails last month to St. Michael's Abbey in Silverado Canyon and also showed up in person claiming to be Michael the Angel of Death. Deputies found body armor and other weapons in his car. He is due to be sentenced next year.
Irvine police are hoping security video will lead them to a man wanted for several postal thefts in that city. They're calling him Postal Malone, a cheeky reference to the singer Post Malone. The suspect is accused of swiping a package from an apartment building earlier this week. The suspect described as having tattoos on the right side of his face and right hand.
One person was hurt after a construction crane toppled over in Malibu. It happened on Broad Beach Road around 10:30 this morning. The view from Sky 5 shows the crane hanging over the edge of the property that leads down to the ocean. That crane operator was trapped in the wreckage for a time and had to be taken to the hospital.
And the city of Huntington Beach is moving ahead now with plans for a monument or plaque honoring Charlie Kirk. The city council unanimously passed the motion yesterday at a special meeting. The project expected to be funded through private contributions. A committee now will work to identify a location and an artist.
Comedian Jimmy Kimmel makes his return to late-night television after being suspended for nearly a week. Millions of viewers tuned in record numbers to see what the comedian would say. Kimmel defended his right to free speech and delivered an emotional plea for unity.
But while his fans welcomed Jimmy Kimmel back, not everybody was laughing. KTLA's Jillian Smuckler joining us live from outside El Capitan Theater in Hollywood with reaction to the comedian's return. Hi, Jillian.
Hi, Sandra and Micah. Yeah, we are outside here. If you were watching yesterday, you know it's completely different than what we saw. It was a zoo yesterday, really, with so many people just anxious to see how he would address it. But now they just actually wrapped up the second taping of Jimmy Kimmel Live. And we spoke with some of the audience members. I do want to mention, they said that he spent the majority of the monologue, again, addressing that suspension. He wasn't as emotional as he was yesterday, but he did pull out a letter that hundreds of celebrities signed to reinstate his show.
Jimmy Kimmel.
Tonight, Jimmy Kimmel is back in the spotlight, but many questions remain. Which stations will air him? What pressure lies ahead? And whether threats of lawsuits will materialize.
I think we have an administration being fairly explicit about trying to go after people like late night hosts that we just haven't seen in the past.
Even though ABC reinstated Kimmel, dozens of its affiliates have declined to air the show, including Nexstar, the parent company of KTLA, writing, quote, "We're engaged in productive discussions with executives at the Walt Disney Company with the focus on ensuring the program reflects and respects the diverse interests of the communities we serve." Kimmel's return is reigniting debates over censorship and political pressure. In his opening monologue Tuesday night, he called attempts to silence comedians, quote, anti-American.
This show is not important. What is important